My encounter with Ted Bundy. As soon as I read this title, I was like, I have to read this immediately. I still get a knot in my stomach thinking about it, but I've decided it's time. I really want to be set free of this fear that has crippled me, and hopefully sharing my story can help me do just that. And maybe it'll help someone who's gone through a similar experience. This happened in Florida, January 1978. I was 17. I was walking back from a friend's place just outside of Tallahassee. He lived out past Appalachie Parkway, semi-rural, no streetlights. I had taken that road a few times late at night. It was quiet, peaceful even, but that particular night, for some reason, I remember checking over my shoulder a lot. There were no cars, just the sound of my own footsteps and some bugs. I wasn't scared, just alert. Then I saw it, headlights behind me. Not speeding, just creeping up slowly. It was a tan-colored Volkswagen Bug. It pulled up beside me and the window rolled down on the passenger side. The guy inside leaned over and said, "Hey man, you need a ride? It's late. Not safe out here." I almost said yes. I was tired, my knees were killing me, but something about his voice. It was too friendly, too controlled. His eyes didn't match his tone. They were dead, cold, calculating. I looked closer. He had a cast on his arm, just dangling there on the wheel. A broken arm. I don't know why that set something off in my brain. Maybe I'd read about it somewhere, or maybe it was instinct. But I said, nah, I'm good. I'm almost home. And I swear to you, his smile disappeared like someone hit a switch. Then he looked straight ahead, like I wasn't even there anymore, and said, "Suit yourself. There's always next time." And he drove off. Slow, no brake lights, just disappeared into the dark. I never told any of my friends about it. I never told my parents. But when they arrested Bundy later that year and I saw his face on the news, I felt my entire body locking up. It was him. Same cold eyes and eerie stare. And here's the part that messes with my head to this day. He didn't go after guys, ever. His whole pattern was college girls. Dark hair, pretty, vulnerable. That's one of the reasons why I never told anyone. I felt no one would have believed me. It was years later that I found the courage to tell my family what had happened that night. I think I surprised him. I think that he was trying something different that night, testing boundaries, or maybe he just wanted a unalive and didn't care who it was. Sometimes I think maybe I reminded him of someone he hated. All I know is, if I'd opened that car door, I wouldn't be alive today to share this. Hopefully this will reach someone who was like me and didn't really care to think of dangers of walking alone at night. And with all the sick things going on in this world, people need to realize anything could happen, even when you think you're completely safe. You should always be aware of your surroundings. This is honestly the most insane fucking story. I am shocked. First of all, OP, thank you so much for sending this in to me, because this is major to me. I'm definitely not one of those people where I'm like, oh, I love SKs, they're so, like, I love reading about them, but I do find them to be interesting in a psychological aspect, and I do a lot of research on them in my spare time. There are way too many true crime pages out there, way too many people covering all of it for me to at least like bring it to this page. But I love when you guys tell me stories about it, because it's so interesting to me. Particularly, this one is interesting because you're a man. And you even said that, which made me feel, I'm sorry, my eye itches so bad, I don't know what's happening. It made me feel a little bit better that, like, in the back of my head as I was reading, I was like, okay, but you're a dude. Like, this is not Bundy's MO. And even though you said maybe you reminded him of someone that he hated, I still don't know that he would have done it, because then it's a lot more easily traced to him, because you know when someone hates someone, you know what I mean? Especially if you're in some type of social circle. And with how social he was and how deceptive he was and educated, I feel like it would have been way too easy, and that would have been something that definitely would have gotten him caught way earlier on in the game. So this is just really, really interesting to me. I think that it's absolutely crazy. The fact that you identified the bug, the way that he looks, which, let's be honest, he did look like an average fucking Joe for the time, okay? It's not like he was, you know, he's no Johnny Depp, okay? Let's just be honest with ourselves. So, like, the way that you were able to identify the bug, the arm bandage, the fact that it was broken, like, all of those things are super important, especially when you're giving the details about somebody that you are assuming to have seen, especially having an encounter with them, and then finding out that it's Ted Bundy. wild. What a wild story and a wild thing to have carried your entire life. Honestly, I think all the time about all the places that I have been, all the places I've lived, all the places I've visited. I've been through 23 or 24 states in the US, and I'm like, how many of those people would I eventually see on the news? Like, how many of those people did I run into, like, just in the slightest, at a Love's truck stop, if you will, that I shied away because they kind of creeped me out or whatever. Like, those are the instances that I'm consistently thinking about when I'm looking into the psychological aspects of SKs, that I'm like, holy shit. And to think that you actually had this encounter is so wild to me. Again, thank you so much for sending this in. If any of you guys have any other type of encounters to share like this, please feel free. I do really want to try to keep this page as spooky and paranormal-y as possible, but I do love submissions like this that make me really think and make me really interested in the psychological aspect, not in the things that they actually did, and it doesn't make me like love them or anything, but more so it makes me extremely compelled to go look into it and see what reasonings he might have had to have wanted to lure a man into his vehicle. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. My name is Riley, and I read you spooky, scary ghost stories daily for your entertainment, and occasionally I get amazing stories like this that I love to share with you guys too. So if you're new here, please give me a follow. I do post content daily. Please give me a like, comment, save, share. Any of the above are fantastic, and they do help. And I hope you guys have the best freaking stinking day ever. I am doing super, super good. Also, I have not mentioned in a few of my videos because I have been so focused on what happened last weekend. I do not support ICE. I do not support DT. And for the people that are upset with me, which are not many, for mentioning this is my platform. And if you think that this is just politics, you're wrong. This is human rights. So I will continue to speak out about this. You do not need to announce your departure. This is not an airport. And I hope you guys have the best day ever. I love you. Goodbye.